Yeah, Courtland, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Uh, Good. A little bit off the beaten path. Two-part. How much do you enjoy the trash talking you guys have had, you and Kareem, and going back and forth? And secondly, how many is Jamal Murray dropping tonight in the big game 7?
It's fun when you have a friendly competition going on between the offense and the defense. I think it ramps up the push at practice, the competition. Guys are really out there getting after it because, we want to talk smack to them. They want to talk smack back to us. So, it gives practice that juice that we need to make sure that everybody's going as hard as they can to put forward their best effort in practice. And, Jamal been snapping. I think he's 50, 40, and 50 in the past 3 games. And, it's fun watching him do his thing, to be able to see him repping, and then to see all the emotion he had after that last game. I'm pretty sure people wrote them boys off after they went down 3-1. So to see them boys fighting that climb, to be able to keep playing, and it's a good thing to see for them boys, and then for the city, because I know the city riding right behind them. Hoping that them boys go and finish the deal tonight and move on to the next round.
Next up, Nick Kosmider.
Yeah, Courtland, obviously new look at cornerback for you guys. What's just been your impression of AJ Boye and what he kind of brings to that defense as you face him in practice? And then obviously Bryce Callahan, after all that he went through back and playing well, what's been your impression of how those two guys have led that cornerback spot?
First I'll talk about Bryce. To see Bryce go, come in last year, battle injuries, and to see the frustration of him his frustration of not being able to go out and play, it's really good to be able to see him out there moving around full speed and making plays all around the field. I know he's excited and happy to be back on the field. I'm happy he's back out there because he brings a different element to our defense. And then AJ's a proven vet, a guy who's been around the block to play really good ball, and he's done the same thing in camp. It's been fun going against him to get some really good work. Good on getting that good reps in practice. It's fun to be able to push him, and he pushed me, so that we're ultimately getting each other better for the season. Just fun watching both of those dudes go out there and work, and then mesh off for the rest of the DBs back there in the back. They got a nice little group back there out there flying around making plays. It's fun to see.
Next up, Jeff.
Courtland, I'm just working off what you just said about Jamal Murray and your own experiences. What is key to rising in a big moment like that as an athlete? What do you find are key traits?
Honestly, I think when it comes to moments like that, you can't make the moment bigger than it is. You have to go out there and perform how you already know how to perform. I think, when guys go out there and they try to make it bigger than it is, they play out of themselves, and not in a good way. They go out there and they feel like everything is on their shoulders, so they don't play the way they're supposed to play. When you go out there and you do what you're supposed to do, you can tell Jamal Murray's like some of the shots he's taking, he's confident in them. That's all you got to do. Go out there and play with the confidence and the swag that that you prepared yourself for whatever circumstance, situation you get put in the game. And, you just got to go out there and execute. And it's the same thing for us. We, for myself, ball in the air, I put my reps of seeing the ball in the air, so that, when it happens in the game, you see it, and it shouldn't be bigger than it is. It should be just something that, another day at practice or another rep that you get to go do. So it's the same thing for them. I'm pretty sure he's attacking this game as another opportunity to go out and prove, what he already knows about himself. And, I'm excited to watch it tonight. I'm excited to watch all them boys go out there and perform tonight and hopefully advance to the next round.
For you, is that
go ahead.
Sorry, Seth. Just Courtland, for you, is that a difficult thing to do, to not make the moment bigger than it is and keep doing the everyday things that you do?
It's definitely a lot easier said than done. I'm pretty sure, you drop us in, you drop anybody into a different environment. You see some guys who you go from practice to when they get to the lights of the first game, it's just like something happens to where some guys, the big lights, it scares them a little. And then some guys, the big lights, it kind of turn something on for them, and they're able to go out there and just do it. And you know, I've always felt if you're confident and prepared in what you bring to the table, you never go into a situation nervous, because you, like I said, you have prepared yourself to perform under those circumstances. So you shouldn't be scared. You shouldn't be nervous, because you prepared yourself. You've done everything that you possibly can to put yourself in position to be successful. Like I said, it's a lot easier said than done. A lot of for myself, I do a lot of visualization. So like night before the games, even the week leading up, you know, I understand, like, whoever we're playing against, I understand their defensive scheme. I understand the technique that the corners are going to possibly play, so that all week I'm visualizing, okay, if I have this route, this is the technique that I'm going to get. This is how I plan on beating it. If I get this route, this is the technique. It's the same thing, so that whenever I get in the game, they call that play, I know the technique. I see the technique. I visualize myself running this route versus this specific technique, and I know how to be successful. So you know, there are things, I think some people could make it bigger than it is, but it's a lot easier said than done.
Next up, Zach.
Hey, Courtland, Jerry Jeudy's received a lot of praise from some of the defensive players. Being a fellow wide receiver who's had success in this league, have you been surprised with where his game's at as a rookie?
Honestly, I saw a little Jerry in college, and then obviously been able to be around him out on the practice field. The dude makes plays. The dude does what he's getting better every day, and you know, that's all we could ask, even for myself, for everybody in our room, everybody on the team, is to, you know, go out and get better every single day. And that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. You know, he's attacking the coaching that he's been given from coaches and other players in our room. He's adding that to his game, and you know, it's fun to watch his game continue to mature and continue to grow. And I look forward to seeing how he performs, you know, Monday night versus the Titans and the rest of the season, because he is special. He has very unique attributes that are special to his game, and it's fun to watch, fun to see, and I'm looking forward to, you know, watching him continue to flourish and grow through the season.
Next up, Brandon Cristal.
Courtland, I know you and Deshaun are real close, obviously coming in together. He, I guess the best way to describe it, had a slow start to camp, but he's really seemed to have picked it up. Vic talked about him last week, that he's been impressed with him. What have you seen from Deshaun here in the last, you know, week and a half?
Man, my dog been out just making plays, man. He's always been a playmaker, and I don't know if y'all remember me saying it, talking about it last year or rookie year, whenever it was, about when he and I got an opportunity to go start, and it was just he and I, and people were questioning if we we're going to be able to make plays. And I told him, I said, you know, people don't know a lot about Deshaun, but the dude is a baller. The dude is a playmaker. He can run every route you need him to run. He'll catch the ball. He's sure-handed. He's a guy who can go out and make plays. And, you know, to be able to watch him have the success he's been having throughout camp, you know, whether people say it was slow in the beginning and it's picking up now, just watching his progression of how he's been growing throughout camp and how he's been having the success he's been having, it's fun to see. And even today, he had a couple big catches, and it's like I said, it's just fun to watch him go out and to see him having fun, to see him out there making the plays. It's fun to see, and I'm excited as well, just to see him continue to grow and continue to have the success he's having. And I'm glad that, you know, not everybody in our room aren't the only ones that are seeing it. You know, there are other people who are witnessing him having success that he's having.
Last two, Eric and Troy. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, Courtland, what have you seen from Drew during training camp, and how confident are you guys in him that he can take that needed step this year to get the offense where it needs to go?
You know, Drew's doing what he's doing what he's been asked to do. Get better every day. Like just the same as the rest of us. With a new offense, not having OTAs, we're trying to get those reps back, but also understand the urgency of we don't have that time. So maximizing all of those reps and continuing to be masterful in our craft and understanding the system. And Drew's doing that. He's taking the chip and the pressure onto his shoulder, understanding that, you know, everybody's calling him QB1, and he understands that he's QB1 right now. And he's embraced that role, embraced that pressure, and has been, you know, really pushing himself to be perfect in every aspect. You know, getting throws after practice, getting throws during practice, maximizing his reps. If he saw something he didn't like, coming over and talking to the receiver so that we can all be on the same page. It's nice to see his leadership continue to grow throughout camp, and you know, all we can do is continue to just push to get better every single day so that we can be as close to perfect as we can be when the first week rolls around and then throughout the season.
Last one, Troy.
Yeah, Courtland, Drew brought up something that part of the reason the offense has been a little clunky at times is because you're trying to learn everything, that it'll look different when you're prepping for a game week with the stuff kind of filtered down. Do you agree with that? Is that some of where the confidence comes from, is you're trying to learn everything and then it'll shorten up as you get into the season?
For sure. During training camp, you know, I think the coaches, the offense coordinators, defense coordinators, they're trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. And like I said, you know, not having OTAs, it didn't just hurt us as the players, but I'm pretty sure it hurt them as well because they weren't able to see the personnel in their system running those routes. So being able to try to figure out, all right, what works, what doesn't work. All right, let's try this play, but let's move the personnel around and figure out if it works versus this coverage. You know, you have so many different coverages you can run stuff against. You have so many different variations of plays that how you can run it, who's running certain routes. There's so much that's movable pieces. So not having those extra reps and OTAs is something that we're having, like I said, trying to do right now, trying to figure out who runs what route the best way, who fits best in what formation, what play style, what fits best in those ways, and you know, continuing to figure it out, continuing to grow, to understand what works best for us as a collective with the talent that we have, trying to figure that out. And you know, things do get a little bit more not so much simplified, but it's less once the game week rolls around, because there isn't the entire playbook. You know, the coaches know, okay, these are the plays that we know we want to work on for Tennessee. And we go in and we work those reps, we master those reps so that when Sunday or Monday rolls around, we can go out and perform those specific plays the best we possibly can.